Well, hello everyone. Welcome to week 4 of Emerging Technology. I hope you're doing well. I hope you rested this weekend and had a nice break from students. And I know we're getting ready to wrap up the end of the year here pretty soon. Some of you are out in the next couple of weeks. We're out end of June, but it is coming along. And I've noticed many of you have already been on the discussion board for week 4, and I love that. That's fantastic that you were able to get some time in and get it done early. Kimberly shared some really good do's and don'ts related to the flipped classroom, and I thought that I would just read them on here really quick because I liked them. She said, here's some tips I've gotten from both sides. Do use a tool like Explain Everything, so there is an interactive board screen with personal narration. Students like the personalization and one-to-one feel of these lessons. And I said that before in my last video last week. We had brought up the topic in the discussion board that there are videos out there for everything, for every student's need. But there is something when the students see you or hear your voice that creates this personal relationship, and they just come to and they snap to attention. It's also always great to address students within videos, which you see I do with you guys all of the time. Since I can't talk to you face to face, if I can bring up something you said or bring it into the loop, it helps empower students and make them feel that they're connected. Do not video teaching the lesson at a whiteboard from far away. The general feeling of the students who watch these videos was that it was simply a taped class, and that's absolutely true. You have to have personality in your video. You have to be talking to them one-on-one, almost as if you were Skyping with them. Do make short videos with checkpoint pauses or stops. Several of you talked about this in the discussion board. If you go too long on a video, the kids aren't going to watch it. If I go too long in my video, you guys aren't going to watch it. We see the same thing in college. It gets boring. Everybody gets bored. So you have to get that lesson, like 7-8 minutes is good, maybe a little bit longer if you're telling a story, but try not to go too much. Do not make a long lecture-based video that does not engage the student. They won't watch it, even in college. Do create opportunities for feedback and questions to review in class. It is easier for students to remember where they struggle when they are completing the flipped lesson rather than try to remember when they get back to the classroom. Absolutely true. Have something in place where they have to reflect on the lecture or be involved in some way. And when we study brain-based, when you guys take that class, we'll talk about that too, about how teachers today often in class don't give students enough time to reflect after a lesson, that they need a minute kind of just to be quiet and think about these things. Okay, what did I just learn? We are so used to knowing the information that we move very quickly. And sometimes we forget that they're hearing the information for the first time and they're trying to piece it all together. This is also a good time to do a pair share. So say you do the flipped classroom lesson and then you have something put in place at home so that they can kind of reflect and think and make some notes about the lesson. Then they can also come back to class the next day and pair share with a partner just very quickly before you start working again on what they got out of the lesson. Do create opportunities for feedback. Oh, I think I just said that. Yes. Do not assume all students understand the teaching when they arrive to class. Sometimes Socrative, Quizlet, or Kahoot can help the teacher assess understanding as class begins. And that's absolutely true every day, not just with a flipped classroom, okay? All students, do not assume all students understand the teaching when they arrive to class. They don't. And sometimes you've gone over it numerous times and they still don't. And you were talking about this on the discussion board as well, and I was talking to you about this with my student last time, my student that wasn't able to do the uploading. Even though we had worked on it numerous times in class, he had uploaded things before, even though his parents were both engineers and understood the need for this type of technology, it just wasn't happening. And I wasn't sure where the breakdown was between home, school, and the student. And so even though I was very frustrated, since I'd given this student over 4 months to figure out and submit this assignment, and he'd had every opportunity to come up and see me at nutrition or lunch or in class time and had chosen not to, I made him sit down and I made him go through the steps again. I did not do it for him. And I did not allow him to be excused from the tech assignment as his parent wished. I told them that would be a disservice, and it would be. You can see that everything here is tech-oriented. So we just have to not assume and get ready to reteach. And sometimes it can be frustrating, but reteach, reteach, reteach. You all know it. Okay, so week 4. You guys are already ahead of the game on this one, but I tried to make this, I rewrote assignment 4 and made it a little bit easier for you so that you're just doing Google Sheets. There was another program that we were using before, and then you had to convert to Google Sheets, and there was data storage issues with the program, so we just took it all off, and I rewrote it into an easier exercise for you with the Google Sheet. And all of the information is there. If you struggle at all, just contact me this week and I will help you. And as I said, you've already been on the discussion board, and we just talked about some of the things that you're talking about on the discussion board. So just keep moving forward, and if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.